I actually feel at home.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Raz. All that hours of work, it's worth it. Going out, catering for about 7 to 8 packs of this Ayam Masak Merah and Nasi Minyak will cost you easily between 300 to 400 ringgit.
Phew.
Let me show you how to make this for your friends and family at home this Ramadan for a fraction of the cost. Now to make the Ayam Masak Merah, before we start, we're going to make the ginger garlic paste. It's going to be used throughout the recipe. It's going to be used to marinate the chicken. It's going to be used in the Nasi Minyak, and it's also going to be used to make the dalca. Add your garlic, add your ginger, just blend it up till it's smooth. Add in your water. The merah comes from the chilies. So these are dried chilies. Washed it about 5 times, removing as much seeds as possible. Boiled for an hour and soaked it in that boiling liquid for an hour. Now I've washed it 3 times. Now we're just going to blend it up till it's smooth. Increase the speed gradually. Nice and smooth. To start off the dalcha, here I've got Australian red dal. I've soaked it overnight. It's double in its size. Add it to a stock pot. Add some water. Ginger and garlic paste. We're going to bring it to a boil and then simmer it for an hour till it's tender. So now to marinate the chicken, what I have here is whole chicken legs. They call this a JC cut, so the inner bones have been removed, but the main bones are kept intact. Ginger garlic paste, salt, chicken stock powder, turmeric powder, garam masala. Work this all in to the chicken. Pop this in the chiller for about an hour to marinate, or best overnight. I'm going to make a cucumber raita. 500 grams of Japanese cucumbers. I'm going to deseed this and cut into cubes. I won't cut my hand on TV. I won't cut my hand on TV. Now you want to dice up a bit of onion. We got some mint here, nice and fresh. Stack it up onto each other. I'm gonna slice it ever so thinly. Got some curry leaves here. Now squeeze in some lime. Got some salt here, yogurt. Now mix it all up. Keep it in the chiller for an hour or overnight. So the dal has been simmering for an hour. I've been whisking it on and off. Now we can add in ghee here, more ginger garlic paste, cardamom, cinnamon, star anise, and fenugreek, halba they call it in Malay, chili powder, turmeric powder, Chinese parsley, coriander, salt, garam masala, cumin seeds and bay leaf, asam keping, curry leaves. Now we want to bring this back up to a boil and simmer it for about 10 to 20 minutes. So it's been a good 15 minutes. We're going to add our vegetables, potatoes, carrots, pumpkins. So once the dalcha has come up to a boil again, lower it to a simmer again till the potatoes, carrots and pumpkins are almost tender. Potatoes and carrots about half cooked. You can add in the rest of your soft vegetables. You've got tomatoes, long beans and eggplants. Bring this back to a boil and then simmer it for a further 5 minutes. It'll be done. Now to finish off the dalcha, we're going to do what my mom calls tempering. Tempering just basically means browning some onions in some ghee. Gives it a nice earthy flavor. So your onions are about halfway there. We're going to add in the mustard seeds, some dried chilies, stir it around, curry leaves. You can hear those mustard seeds pop. And we're going to tip this into our dal. Give it a stir and your dalcha is done. So to start cooking the Ayam Masak Merah, we got to blend some items first. Red onions here, the chili giling, some garlic and some water. Now to sear off your chicken for the Ayam Masak Merah, got some corn oil here. You want a nice sear on it, you're not cooking the chicken through. Got some good color in the chicken. Turn it over. Chicken seared nicely on the bottom as well. Time to take it out. In that same pot, add the balance of your oil. Add in cinnamon, star anise and some cracked cardamom, pandan leaf, serai. Now I'm going to add in the blended items carefully. We're gonna bring it up to a boil and then reduce it to a slow simmer for an hour and a half. Alright, so all your blended ingredients are in. We've whacked up the heat on high. We're gonna wait for it to go to a boil, then we're gonna simmer it for an hour and a half. Meanwhile, add in your chicken stock powder and your salt. While our Ayam Masak Merah sauce is cooking, we're gonna get the Nasi Minyak done. Add in half your ghee, wait for it to melt. We're gonna toast off the cashews. Fish out your cashews, put it aside. Saute our raisins, so turning off the heat. Okay, I'll turn the heat back on and keep a very close eye on it. Okay, this will go very fast as you can see. The raisins are puffed up and I'll fish it out. Add a little bit more ghee. And now the onions. Caramelize them without burning. So the onions are nice and brown. Set a strainer aside with a mixing bowl at the bottom. Just pour all that. Fuse back that ghee. Turn up the heat. Add in your pandan, cinnamon stick, cloves, star anise and cracked cardamom. Ginger garlic paste. I have basmati rice here which I've washed 5 times and soaked it in water for about 15 minutes. Add this rice in. Turn the heat back up. Make sure every grain of rice is coated in that lovely, flavorful ghee. I've got chicken bouillon, salt, bay leaf, evaporated milk, and water. The rice has come up to a boil. I'm going to transfer this to a rice cooker. Got the grated carrots. I've grated it and washed it 3 times. This is just for color. Stir your carrots in, pop it onto the rice cooker, switch it on, wait for it to cook. Alright, so our Masak Merah sauce has been simmering away for an hour and a half. Next step, put in tomato sauce. Please use a good brand, don't use the cheap stuff. The chickens we seared off earlier, we're going to put it back in. Alright, the sauce is boiling. We're going to reduce the heat down to a simmer, cover it for 30 minutes. Right, the rice has cooked and it's been keeping warm for 30 minutes in the rice cooker. Let's do the reveal. Ah, look at that. Let's remove the pandan. If you see any spices, you can fish it out. All right, fluff up that rice really nicely. The raisins, the cashews, and that fried onions. Give it a good mix into that rice. There you have it. Our Ayam Masak Merah has been simmering for 30 minutes covered. Now we want to remove the lid and continue to simmer it uncovered for a further 30 minutes. Plating up the Ayam Masak Merah. I got a Nasi Minyak under here.
Okay, before you even say anything, Chef, I really need to point out the colors that you have put together on this plate for us.
Glad you liked it. Took a long time to piece together.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
What was the prep and cook time for this?
About 4 hours of prep.
Oof, dedication. Shall we dig in, Chef?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. Do some appalam.
Alright, thank you.
Papadum.
Papadum, appalam, it's all the same.
I have to point out, I'm not a fan of raisins.
Works deliciously.
I'll give this an exception. Oh, the sound.
Tender?
Raita is fun, crunchy. I'm not going to say anything because I want more of that. Oh, it's spicy, but not too bad. I know the star of the dish is the chicken, the Ayam Masak Merah, and no doubt it delivers. It's really nice. Chicken's really tender. The gravy, so much flavors, but having it with the raita, the dal, the Nasi Minyak, it's a beautiful marriage of flavors.